So the Christmas crafting event was not the best. Sure, it may be different than the contract system, but at least it brought the community together, which this event didn't do well of. So what could they have done instead? Well, take a read at Quill's stories. Special thanks to Browley, aka one of creators of Girl Brawl, for the idea. Now, let us get on to how this event works. This is a new gimmick for a Christmas event, focusing on a new character, which is a husky named Quill, who is a failing writer and needs good story material. They send you out on multiple adventures, which are stories that take place in maps. Some stories will have unique bosses and enemies. Once you return from a story, you earn a book written by Quill about your adventure, which will appear on a shelf in the back of the lobby where Quill is. In the stories, you help characters in bad situations by defeating enemies and beating small minigames in maps. Stories are conveyed through dialogue, like the Chipocalypse and Doors events. Stories are accessed through the special section in the map menu, but only can be played on one difficulty. They can be played with other people by turning the public setting on, just like a normal map, or can be played solo. They take place on previously made maps, and most likely the new Christmas map, possibly with new Christmas decorations or at least the snow modifier or something to change them visually. There are probably about 10 stories and rewards for every 2 you beat, similar to how the rewards worked with the contract system. Each story will release every 2 days to keep players engaged and give more time to develop stories. Beating each story will also give you followers, and maybe stickers, based on the story. Beating all 10 stories would give a modifier that only works on the maps with stories that adds the Christmas decorations to them so they can be replayed, plus a grand finale skin. Also, sorry for being a bit lazy, but I copied everything from the original post. He explained it well though. But now let us start with the story ideas. Browley got 3 and I got 7, so there could be 10 ideas. You may also come up with your story ideas in the comments. For the first story, Bustling Bakery goes bankrupt and very fast. The manager gets help from Lemonade Cat. Lemonade Cat sends us a loan, and you have to pay to send out ads for the bakery throughout the game. Customers start showing up, you give them what they order and then they leave, and you get a bit of money. The story is completed when the money goal has reached. For the second story, you help Festive Fracture catch a bunch of Christmassy ghosts at Snowy Bowling Graveyard. But he doesn't tell you why. The map switches halfway through to Mangled Manor, but like with Christmas decorations and stuff, and Alistair and his family are having a Christmas party. Yay! But then Fracture ruined everything by releasing all his ghosts in their house. And even freeing Spirit Pin, trapping Alistair in a painting again. Fracture thinks of it as like a Christmas gift since they're ghost hunters. So after you beat the ghosts and finishing all 30 waves, they all forgive each other and the story ends. For this story, Baker Stella is delivering her pastries to Snowy Slope. But the Fruitcake business doesn't want competition. This story is like a reverse escort mission quest, where the escort goes through the enemy way instead of the summon way. Kind of like the Sports Week weekly challenge, but the enemies can damage the escort. The escort isn't able to reach the base, so you have to fight all the Fruitcake bosses in the final wave, which are Fruitcake, Fruitroll, and Furnace. The story ends when all 30 waves are completed. Since the foxes are hibernating during the winter season in Girl Brawl, the bunnies finally have peace after a while. You first help them harvest carrots to stock up for winter, but after gathering all of them, enemies start to spawn. It seems like the Arctic foxes are attacking, and their commander spawns on the final wave. The story ends when all 35 waves are completed, and peace is restored again. Carol has lost her cookies again. It seems her sister, Rain, knows the culprit, which is her old ghost, Husk, now in a more powerful form. Just Neil is the boss of this story. Since Husk portrays Samson in the Big Shop Weekly, he also has a Neil form like Samson Neil. Just like Samson Neil, Husk Neil has incredibly high defense. So some heroes can't even deal damage to him, because Neil is known to have high defense. This story takes place in Facility Raid, with the reverse path modifier unlike in the Big Shop Weekly. The story ends when all 35 waves are completed. For this story, Winter Cart Kid needs help delivering presents in Pirate Panic. Deliver presents to the correct chimney while defending from enemies. Raid Pass is active so you don't have to deal with fences. The story ends when enough presents have been delivered. In this story, the toy maker is experimenting on ways to expand his snow minion army in Frigid Fortress. But they all went loose, including his biggest creation. The boss of this story is the Frost Monstrosity. It has the combination of Frostwalker from Bustling Bakery and Snow Monster from Frigid Fortress, which means it acts fast and heals itself. It will also have the loop attribute so it won't be impossible. The Snow Minion Raid modifier is also active to fit the theming, and the story ends when all 40 waves are completed. The tiny crew are trying to steal gifts in Cloudy Catastrophe. Bring the gifts back to Balloon Tell before the enemies reach them. There are gift piles scattered around the path in Cloudy Catastrophe. If the enemies reach them, it deals damage to the base. You have to pick up these gifts and bring them back to Balloon Tell. The Tiny Express and mid-game enemies will spawn in Wave 1 to increase the difficulty. But you are given a lot of starting mana. After getting all the gifts, you also have to defeat the Tiny Express to complete the story. Lil Chip is taking revenge and is trying to steal Christmas. You first start in Snowy Slopes, and you can't use any heroes in this story, so you have to click the enemies to defeat them. But this might be your regular Clicker Heroes modifier, as you can purchase upgrades too, like increased damage, splash damage, applying effects, increased mana gain, and more. The map switches halfway to Chaos Kingdom, so you can place buildables too. In the boss wave, you fight Lil Chip himself. He also sends out waves of Lil Chip enemies like how Commander Fox does, when you get rid of some part of his health. The story ends when all 40 waves are completed, and Lil Chip is defeated once and for all. You also get the Clicker Heroes Plus modifier which allows you to use the upgrades this story gives. For this final story, Wafer has lost all his presents. Save Christmas by helping Wafer adventure through all the Christmas maps to find his presents. This story is like a boss rush. You have 35 waves to prepare in Toy Takeover, and in 36, Festive Frostbite will spawn. In 37, the Tiny Express will spawn. 38, Jack, a boss from the Advent Calendar will spawn. 39, Krampus, a boss from the Battle Pass will spawn. And Wafer will spawn on Wave 40. But that is not all, as you have to find Wafer F presents before proceeding to the next map. After finding all of them, the map will change to Bustling Bakery. In Bustling Bakery, you have 2 waves to prepare. Wave 43 spawns Fruitcake, 44 spawns Frostwalker, and 45 spawns Sherbet. You then find Wafer F presents to proceed to the next map. Then it's basically the same wave structure for the rest of the map, with 2 waves to prepare, and then easy, medium, and hard mode bosses to spawn in order, and finding Wafer F presents in between. The story ends when all 60 waves are completed. And that's all. What do you think about this idea? I don't have ideas for skin rewards, because I had to get the video out in time, sorry. But if you have ideas, you know where to go. Thanks for watching, and see you when Fish has motivation to make a video again.